Hello guys. Before we are going into Bitcoin, Ethereum and the blockchain technology in general, I first want you to understand how the money was made, so the history of money. So let's get right into it. It started with trades. So people started trading. Imagine Stone Age. In Stone Age, people were hunting and gathering and they were exchanging food. Someone had some food that he wanted to trade against other food. And this is, for example, like this. I give you this fish if you give me the blueberries. And the issue here is that most of the time, it's really hard that you find someone who actually needs your offer, because not everybody needs these blueberries, for example. And the other thing is, it's also losing a lot of value because it starts to rot. Food starts to rot sometime, and that's bad. Not easy to carry around, and you also have almost unlimited supply. You can find it everywhere. Then later on, people thought, why don't use some other physical good as currency? Like seashells, grains, and clothes. People were using something as currency. The issue here again is it's not easy to carry around sometimes. Also almost unlimited supply. So it could be that somebody, for example, in this seashell thing, it could be that somebody goes to somewhere to a sea, takes them, and so he generates new money because he found news. That's also a bad thing. Then later on, the central governments were creating some coins. It's like some kingdom. Some king was creating coins for all the people and they were using it as money. Bad thing here, it's a central entity. Somebody is controlling all the money. He is creating them and the community has to agree on it, so they're also using it. And most of the time, these coins, these physical coins, were made from gold or silver or other metal that has some value with some embossing. They made this embossing to make it hard for the money forgery. So every time some embossing on it, it's also a mixture of metals sometimes. So sometimes they were putting in different kinds of metals to make it up, so it's so they can generate more money. And later on, then people came up with the idea to use some paper money that was actually backed by gold. Every time you got some paper money, then the bank was telling you that somewhere they are storing gold for you. Every time paper was also related to some gold somewhere. The problem here is that this was some limited supply of metal. Of course, they cannot have unlimited gold. And so it was hard for the government to create new money, and they needed to create new money somehow. And yeah, that led then later on to this case that they had to remove this binding from paper money to gold. That's what we now know already, that we are living with. That's the fiat currency. Paper money not backed by gold anymore. The government decoupled it from the gold from money, and you have no guarantee anymore that you get some gold. That's not the case anymore. And the bank hopes that not all customers at the same time came to the bank and tried to exchange fiat for gold or something like this, because that's what they cannot do anymore, because they are generating new paper money all the time. Issue here, central entity, hyperinflation possible because they can generate as much money as they need, and also the money is not backed by gold anymore. Then what's more and more coming up is the digital bank account. Everybody has one, or almost everybody. The issue here is even more inflation is possible because the banks are now able to create money in seconds with just a mouse click, so they can get more and more money and just bring it out to the people. Some say that 90% of the money, I don't know if this is correct or not, but 90% of the money that we know of exists in computers, not even physically available. So no, I don't know, some paper money or something. nothing, all in computers. The good thing here, fast transactions worldwide. Sometimes it takes some time because of bank holidays and stuff. Sometimes you have to wait, or it depends in which country you're sending money. That's the bad thing here. And it's also somehow easy to carry around because you can use your smartphone now. Just your smartphone, no physical wallet, nothing like this. Now we came to our new technology, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They offer now this possibility with decentralized currency. No central entity anymore. We don't have to trust someone. It's for all of the cryptos, or most of them. There's also a maximum supply for Bitcoin in this case. It's called the hard cap. So it's like gold because you cannot have this inflation, like paper money, for example. And that's also not true for all cryptos because, for example, Ethereum has no hard cap. Ethereum is inflationable, but for Bitcoin it is, and money can be sent instantly worldwide. So that's the good thing here. You can send it everywhere. It's decentralized, no control of someone. Everybody can make a bank account. Not like for people in third world countries, they cannot make a bank account today. And with Bitcoin it's possible because nobody can censor it, nobody can lock down your bank account. You are the owner of this bank account or this Bitcoin wallet, for example. So what are now the characteristics of a good currency? We made up this table so you can look up into it. We compared all these things like seashell, fiat, gold, and Bitcoin. We have some really important characteristics for a currency. The main characteristics are it has to stay in value, so it's called durability. This is really important. Bitcoin has that. Limited supply. There should not be unlimited supply for some cases like this fiat. Government are printing money all the time. New money is generated every time. And this is also something that should be handled. Known counterfeasibilities and divisibility. This means also that you can split up the money. You also have small amount of money, and with Bitcoin totally possible. You can get some milli Bitcoin, even more. This Satoshi, it's called. It's the minimum amount. A lot of small amounts that is possible to get with Bitcoin. So you don't need to own one Bitcoin, for example, because it's worth a lot now. Just some milli Bitcoins or even less. And also portability, transportability. This is important, so you don't have to carry around some huge coins or something, some physical stuff. Bitcoin totally just digital, everything in your pocket. No issue with that. Thanks for watching. That was now the introduction to history of money, so you know exactly how everything came up with money and how it's with Bitcoin, how Bitcoin is dealing with this, how good it is, and I showed you these characteristics that are really important for money. So I hope you understand it, and see you on the next videos. Thanks.